I'm 26 years old and I've changed more in the last 4 years than I have in the first 22 years combined. And I wish, oh God, do I wish that someone had sat me down back then and told me what I'm about to tell you. For context, I was 20 years old when I was pretty much the same, late teens to early 20s, believe it or not. You're not changing that much. It was COVID time for me. I just decided that I wanted to get into acting, to pursue it. I started doing TikToks, the lip syncing acting trends, even though it was cringy. Please don't judge me because they're still there and you could see them. It was what I wanted to do and I loved it. And I think up until that point, I didn't really understand how much I was going to change. I really thought I had figured everything out, like literally everything out. I thought I knew who I was, my routine, my ambitions, my goals, how I behave. I was sold. I drank my own Kool-Aid. And that was literally my first problem and first lesson for you, which is you don't know who you are yet. I promise you that. Now, to realize that you don't know yourself yet, you're going to have to be slapped in the face. Like, you're going to have to take it. I was slapped left, right, and center from one person. One person really close to me had the balls to literally go, hey, Omar, you're not doing enough. You're lazy. You're actually bullshitting yourself. I think you could do better. What's the plan though? Do you really understand what the plan is though? Are you secure? I was defensive. Sue me. Obviously I was defensive. I went, shut the fuck up. Obviously I know what I'm doing and I'm good just because, and I said this verbatim, just because my routine doesn't match your 9 to 5 doesn't mean I'm lazier or more lazy. I was wrong. It took a solid 3 days for me to take that slap, sit with it, let it sting, and then reflect. And I realized, yo, I'm actually a piece of shit. I was waking up like at 9, 10 a.m., doing work. Oh, well, yeah, technically work until 2 p.m. If I had acting class that day, I'd go to acting class. I'd come back, and then I'd clock into my job at the time, which was, I think, bartender slash server, and call it a day. And I thought I had everything figured out. Yeah, nice deflection. I didn't. I didn't have everything figured out. And I see that now more than ever. After I decided to, you know what, I'm going to take what they told me and actually apply it. Aim to wake up earlier, 7 a.m., do more work, exercise, actually focus on how to build a brand, a business, and where to go from there. And once I did all of that, I kept changing and growing so fast to the point I didn't realize who I was even 6 months. I didn't realize who I was 6 months before that. It's a thing. And once you finally clock into that rhythm, you're gonna see how much you can change within 6 months. But to do that, you need A, someone to wake you up, have the balls to do so. And two, you need to be able to take the hit. Your ego's gonna take a hit. You're gonna feel like a piece of shit and you need to sit with it for a little bit. And then you'll actually find out, hey, I don't know anything about myself and that's okay. And I can grow and I can keep doing better. Now, for most people, even myself, the biggest thing you'll hear is that ignore the haters. Make sure that you keep doing you and ignore all the bad comments and you're worth it and you're great, so on and so forth. And although I had that, I also had a lot of praise. And that ruined me. My mentor and my acting coach, who I love to death, and he has so much faith in me, really, really showered me with praise. And he loved my work. He loved, especially when I lock in though, when I did really good work, he loved it and he thought I had amazing potential. And that too early on in the stage of a career ruined me. It made me relax. It made me think I'm the shit. Let me lay back and watch myself just unfold into greatness and may the roles come and kick in. They never came in. And they never came in because I was literally tricked mentally into believing that I'm the shit way too early on. And then when a solid opportunity came by, I couldn't commit. I couldn't actually do good work because I didn't prep enough, because I thought all this praise meant I was just naturally gifted. Let me just relax. And it messed me up completely. And then on top of that, when I came to perform, I had insane levels of fear and anxiety because I was like, how am I supposed to live up to this expectation? So in a way, I kind of like bamboozled the fuck out of myself. It ruined me completely. And I don't say that to say, oh my God, I got so much praise, it's great. No, I also got hate comments, but I learned at a young age to ignore the hate comments. I started doing content even before I wanted to be an actor when I was 18. And literally the first ever comment I got was another Arab terrorist trying to be something. So I'm very used to that. That's not something that's like, oh my God. I built thick skin for it, and I think everyone needs to build thick skin. But what I didn't think was that great praise was gonna shoot me down and make me realize, yo, you're nothing. You shouldn't take this praise in. As much as people want to compliment you and make you feel like you're amazing, don't just take everything with a grain of salt. Realize that you're not as good as you think you are, and there's always room to improve. The lesson here is that praise is the trap that no one warns you about, because everyone wants to be praised until you recognize it's going to slow you down. It might give you anxiety, and you might underperform. So, ignore the hate and ignore the praise. Honestly, that's what you got to do. Just keep your head down and work until you feel like you're satisfied, and you'll know. You'll know the difference. You'll know if you've earned a compliment or not. Now, this third one really ruined me. It really, really did for a hot minute there, and it slowed me down a lot. And this is something that I've carried with me ever since I was like 12, and it's people pleasing. People pleasing, as I'm sure we all do sometimes, is it's venom. It's deadly. It'll ruin you. Focusing on other people all the time and making sure they're okay is going to take a lot of energy out of you, and you're going to keep nothing for yourself. And I was someone who loved to make sure people were happy and people were okay because I really cared about their perception of me. I really do. And sometimes to this day, I find myself in that trap to focus on, hey, if that person likes me today or feels appreciative that I did this for them when I really needed to do something for myself, then they'll like me more, and then I'll be worthy, or I'll be of value to them. That's a horrible, horrible way to think about friends, about people, because then you're just thinking everything is a trade-off. You're taking weight out of emotion, love, loyalty, trust, faith. Why? If I don't show up to help you with this one small thing because I really got to take care of my family, that doesn't mean you're going to drop me as a friend. But that is what I told myself. And trying to manage everyone's expectations and excitement and joy, happiness, peace, whatever you want to call it, took a lot out of me, and it made me give myself nothing. So when it came down for me to make a decisive decision about committing to something, I couldn't, because I've convinced myself if I commit to this, I'm going to have to drop this friend or not take care of my family as much as I want to, and that's going to be super bad. So I'm not going to do it. I can't commit full into whatever it is I wanted to do, whether it be content creation, acting, full-time job, whatever it might have been. I have convinced myself to come out of it because, oh, I need to take care of other people. And that people-pleasing is just a spiral. It's a loop. It'll never end. I promise you it'll never end unless you recognize what I just said 2 minutes ago, which is just because you need to do something for yourself does not make you a selfish human being. With faith, loyalty, trust, and love and honesty in a friendship and a relationship within family members, you will guarantee for that person to stay in your life, because they're not in your life because you drop everything and go help them all the time. Sometimes, yes, not all the time. They're in there because they see something in you. They love who you are. They think you're funny. They think you have something to offer when it comes to emotional depth and awareness. It could be many things. Just don't get on your knees and help a lot of people. Cut. So the lesson here is that I cared so much about making sure that nobody saw me as the bad guy in their story that I literally forgot to make myself the main character of my own. Quite literally. I disappeared. I turned into a side character in my life while making sure I'm not a villain in anyone else's story. You can't control other people's stories. You can't. So you might as well make sure you're the main character of your own. Now, lesson 4 is a big one, and this one has taken so many days and months out of my life that I will never get back. But I have finally learned my lesson. And before I get to that, guys, if you like what you're watching right now and you feel like this is something that you relate to and that can help you in the future, my name is Omar, and I do content on self-improvement to make sure that you do better every single day, one small step at a time, So if you like what you see, make sure to subscribe. I know a lot of the viewers don't subscribe. Subscribe will come a long way. It'll help build this community in this channel for me to do more in the future. Like it if you like what you see and you relate to it, and leave a comment on what you think are some lessons that you have already learned or are... No, that's it. Any things that you've learned. There's nowhere to go with that sentence. That's it. Full stop. All right, lesson number 4, jumping off the fucking plane. Jump off the plane. It's, oh my God, what I mean by that, let me explain to you. A solid, I would say easily 2 years have passed at some point between 20 and 26 that I have been waiting for the perfect time. Waiting for the perfect time to jump off this motherfucking plane that was going at 500, whatever, 300 kilometers an hour, and I needed to do something about it. I'm pretty sure planes go a lot faster than that, but I'm not sure what the number is. Again, please don't quote me on numbers and science and physics. Really, anything academic. Waiting for the perfect time doesn't exist. It's that simple. I'll keep it short. It doesn't exist. I waited a very long time before I decided I'm ready enough to either quit my job, commit to content creation, commit to acting, commit to a relationship, commit to owning up to myself and making sure that I have the right routine and the right structure and the right love that I deserve to give myself. All of that stuff. There's no such thing. A lot of us sit there, pen on paper, organize our entire calendar until it looks perfect, and then you're ready to commit, and then guess what? You don't commit because you just did the whole calendar and now it looks great, and you feel like that was work within itself. And then you're like, wait, once I make X amount of money, I'll quit this job and I'll start committing to my business. Once I feel like I am healed, I will jump into this relationship. That time will never come. You have to jump. That plane will never slow down, and you have to skydive without a fucking parachute, my friend. And it is scary, and your heart's gonna stop a couple of times. You might even throw up and cry all at the same time. But it is worth it. I am telling you, it is worth it. Because even with all the struggles, you somehow feel free. And so the lesson here to be learned is that I was waiting for the perfect time, for the perfect moment. Meanwhile, the perfect moment was waiting for me to stop waiting. Finally, lesson 5, and I promise you, out of everything I've said so far, if there's one thing that I wish someone would have told me when I was 20, if I could go back right now to the 20-year-old version of me and say this, and only this, I would be happy. So if you take anything from today's video, anything, pick number 5. And that is your why. Your why will carry you. Everything has a funny way of working out. You never know what's going to happen. All you can do is focus and set your intentions on your why, your reason, your purpose. And don't worry too much about the how. Don't. The more you do and the more you execute, the how will show itself easily. You just have to keep going. But a why and an intention will never come, and you'll never find it unless you look for it within yourself. Because I know it can be scary. I am still, by the way, scared shitless. I haven't solved anything yet. I am still trying to figure things out, but I learned that a lot can change when you just execute over time. It's like that story that says, if someone sits in the middle of a forest, lost, and tries to figure themselves out of it by just looking around and planning, they'll end up nowhere. But a person who's stuck in the middle of the forest that starts going around, walking either north, east, or west, and just start cutting down trees, will most definitely find their way out before the other guy. So you just have to execute. It's scary, and I know it's weird, and how am I supposed to make this happen? How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to finally achieve this goal? It's very hard to find that out. Just relax, find your why, find your intention, and the how will come because you're going to start executing. I started off with a random YouTube video when I was 18 years old. I didn't know that that's how I was going to end up falling in love with acting, and then writing, and then content creation came out of nowhere. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was going to build a YouTube channel with my friends that has 370,000 subscribers. I didn't know this. All I knew was my why. And my why was, hey, I want to build a story of a lifetime so that when I am 40, I would like to stand on stage and give a motivational speech and become a speaker because I know what I've been through and I am someone I can trust. Therefore, I think I can make other people happy and motivated with trust, with loyalty, with love, so they can understand that anyone can do this. Because I am no different than anyone. I am not better. If anything, I'm probably worse. My point is, I'm not saying that I have this all figured out at 26. I'm saying that I finally stopped pretending like I do have everything figured out. That, my friends, did all the difference.